Deva Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaya Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Virye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhakti Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So, as promised, we are starting our Bhagavad Gita, starting from first text of first chapter, 1.1. Sorry, I missed the class last Sunday. I just completely forgot about it. But made a note for myself, made an alarm for myself in my phone that today is a class. So anyway, text one. धृतराष्ट्रोवाच धर्म क्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे संवेता युयुत्सव मामका पांडवाश्चैव किम अकुर्वत् संजय. So this is how Bhagavad Gita started. Dhritarashtra is asking, Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjay, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? Very simple shlok, but it has lots of meanings, lots of meanings. The whole Bhagavad Gita has 700 verses, and this is the only verse that was spoken by Dhritarashtra. So he's asking his charioteer, Sanjay, then why is he asking his charioteer? What happened there in Kurukshetra? Because Sanjay was given divine eyes by Ved Vyasi, because Dhritarashtra was blind. He said, I cannot see, but I want to know what's going to happen in the war. The Ved Vyasi first offered, okay, I'll give you the divine eyes. So by sitting in Hastinapur, you can see what is happening in Kurukshetra. But Dhritarashtra declined. He said, no, I haven't seen Pandavas and my sons when they were little, when they were young. So I don't want to see them fight. I won't be able to bear it. So you give eyes to my charioteer, Sanjay, and he can give me the description. Okay. Now the question is, Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjay, after my sons and the sons of Pandu, means he already made the discrimination. Otherwise, the same family. Pandu was Dhritarashtra's younger brother. But he already made the decision. After my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra. Now, another important thing. Why Kurukshetra? And he called it Dharam Kshetra. It's the opening sentence, opening word. Dharam Kshetra, Kurukshetra. So why Kurukshetra? Why Kurukshetra was decided that this is where the battle is going to happen? Well, from Pandava side, Krishna had suggested Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra because he had been there at the time of solar eclipse. He came from Dwarka and his soldiers, all his family members, all the queens, everybody came from Dwarka. And from Vrindavan, all the Brajavasis also. Nanda Baba, Yashoda Maiya, Radharani, Gopis, Gopsakhas. They went because Krishna was going to come to Kurukshetra. The pretext was solar eclipse. They wanted to take bath in Brahmasarovar. So they all made huge description in Srimad Bhagavatam is given when all the Brajvasis met Krishna, especially the gopis. And Kauravas, Pandavas, they all went. Duryodhan, five Pandavas, everybody was there at Kurukshetra at that time. And there is a beautiful conversation that happened between Draupadi Maharani and the queens of Dwarka. That's given in detail in Srimad Bhagavatam. And Kurukshetra is a place of pilgrimage. It's a Dharam Kshetra. Another reason is Parshuramji, after killing Kshatriyas 21 times all over the world, he washed his axe in Brahmasarovar at Kurukshetra. So when Parshuramji went there, so means it is a place of dharma, dharmkshetra. Brahmaji also did plenty of sacrifices over there. And he created this Brahm Sarovar, named after Brahmaji. And later on, Indian government or Haryana government made it a very big pond. Very, he has a huge lake. I think it's considered biggest man-made lake in Asia. It's very big. And also, must have heard of Vaman Dev, avatar of Krishna. So Kurukshetra was a place where Bali Maharaj was performing sacrifices. And when Vaman Dev appeared over there, and he begged Bali Maharaj for 3 paces of land. Bali Maharaj laughed at him. You're a dwarf Brahman, brahmachari. You don't know what you're asking. 3 paces. You ask me for any planet, I can give you a planet because Bali Maharaj had pretty much covered the whole universe. So he said, "You ask for any planet. What? Just three steps of land? That's all you want?" And and again, Srimad Bhagavatam covers this whole um, pastime in detail. And Vamandev says, Lord Vamandev, if somebody is not satisfied with little, he will never be satisfied with a lot. But again, many instructions are there in that pastime. Of course, afterwards, when Bali Maharaj agreed, so Vamandev increased his size, and in just 2 steps, he covered the whole um, property, whole universe. And then he captured Bali Maharaj. He said, "You don't have. You tell me where to put the third step." And because you violated your terms, he captured him. Of course, Bali Maharaj said, "You covered everything that I have, but you haven't covered my ego. So put your third step on my head." So Vamandev was very pleased with him. So much so, again, very interesting that but he sent Bali Maharaj to Sutalok. It's a below Earth, it's a heavenly planet, but it's below Earth. So, uh, and Vaman Dev is the doorkeeper of Bali Maharaj in Sutalok. He's guarding his palace because this was benediction that Bali Maharaj asked. So Kurukshetra is a place of pilgrimage. And why would they fight at Kurukshetra? Because Krishna knew fighting at this place, Dharamkshetra, will definitely have favorable effect on Pandavas because they are on the side of Dharma. Then why did Kauravas agree on Kurukshetra? Let's fight at Kurukshetra. Because Dhritarashtra thought that if they fight at Kurukshetra, maybe, and it did happen with Arjun, that maybe Pandavas, because he knew they are on the side of Dharma, my sons are not. So he was thinking they will have positive impact, maybe it will develop some renunciation and they'll not fight and leave. The war will not happen. So both sides were thinking, yes, Dharamkshetra, Kurukshetra is a good place, so let's fight over there. Okay. Now the question is, he said, Dhritarashtra said, "O Sanjay, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, Yuyutsava, they're desiring to fight. What did they do? It sounds like what kind of question is they're desiring to fight? That's what they're going to do, fight. It's like India and Pakistan cricket team go to the field. Okay, they're desiring to play. What did they do? Well, they're going to play cricket. What else are they going to do? But actually, it was in the heart of Dhritarashtra that hopefully this fight won't happen. And my son will have the kingdom and I can rule over the kingdom till I die. And that's why his name was Dhrit Rashtra. Rashtra means a country or the nation, and Dhrit, holding on to country or holding on to uh, the kingdom. Now another question. See, these shlokas, every word is important. Every word. In the shloka, the word that has come is Kim Kurvat Sanjaya. Another thing about shlokas, Sanskrit, this is the beauty of Sanskrit language and the scriptures, obviously. Everybody who's speaking, they speak with particular meter and following the grammar of Sanskrit. And what ISKCON devotees have done, they've done a wonderful job. When they when Prabhupada wrote dictated the commentary, when devotees wrote, they first wrote translation in English. And then synonyms are given. And then, first they wrote a transliteration, means whatever the shloka in English, what it look like. Because in Sanskrit, sometimes the words are too long, where to break it? That they have done very nicely in English transliteration. Although this shloka, every word is broken properly, because like when we read Dharam Kshetre, Kurukshetre, so we gave a pause. Samveta Yuyatsava. So that's the first line. Then Mamaka Pandavasyeva, pause. Kim Akurvat Sanjaya. Now, where the pause is, so we have to understand the rule of Sanskrit. 8 full akshar. That's where the pause is. So dharam kshetre kurukshetre. Dha ma kshatra 4. Ka ra kshatra 4. 8. So that's where the pause is or break is. And then samveta yuyutsava. Samavata 4. Ya ya half akshar we don't count. So ta is not counted. Ya ya sava again 4. So that is 8. Now again, next line, Mamaka Pandava Sheva, Mamaka 3 per. So da, va, cha, va. Again 8. And then Kima Kurvat Sanja, Kama, Kavata 5, Sa, Ja, Ya. Na is half, so we don't count that. So 8. See, it's not just like you can use any word here and there and call it okay. No, everything is perfectly metered. And then this word, Kim, of course, when transliteration in English, no, one has to not just know Sanskrit as a language, one has to understand the, the mood of the person behind speaking this shloka. Now, in Sanskrit, it just says Kim Kurvat Sanjaya. But in English transliteration, devotees wrote it's Kim Akurvat Sanjaya. A is hidden in that Kim Kurvat. Otherwise, we'll make a mistake in understanding. And another question, Dhritarashtra is asking, what did they do? Why didn't he ask, what are they doing? Sanjay could see everything. So means there is some time lag. The actual time lag is because Sanjay was also in the battlefield as part of this battle of Mahabharata. And Yudhishthir had told his army not to kill Sanjay because Sanjay was a charioteer of his elder father or uncle, Dhritarashtra, and he wanted Dhritarashtra to get all the news because Sanjay was the only one who was going to give this news. So Sanjay was part of the battle. But Sanjay went back to Hastinapur from Kurukshetra after Bhish Pitama was put on the bed of arrows at the end of 9th day by Yaksha. Because then he knew there is no way Kauravas can win this war. So 9 days, Dhritarashtra had no news what is happening in the battle. So 10th day morning, when Sanjay went to see Dhritarashtra, so this is the question on the 10th morning. The battle lasted for 18 days. So 9 days Bhishma Pitama was a commander-in-chief of Kaurava army. And ninth night or evening, or means after he was put on bed of arrows, the war had stopped. And the war was a dharma war, means the war would stop in the evening, and the soldiers or the warriors from both sides, they could go to the other camp and meet. There's no problem, no animosity. They would go. Of course, only when Ghatotkacha was there, war went on at night also. But that was exception. So Sanjay, 10th morning, he is giving this news or commentary to Dhritarashtra. And when was Bhagavad Gita spoken? There's a Ekadashi that comes in December time for us, Mokshada Ekadashi. So that is the day when Bhagavad Gita was spoken. And it went on for 48 minutes, the whole conversation. Now, I'm not sure if the fight started after the Gita was spoken same day or started next day. I don't know. But whenever, just to have some facts in our mind, and in Jyotisar Kurukshetra, there is a tree, and they have now. I haven't been there for many years, but last what I saw, they have put a nice chariot and Krishna and Arjuna there, and that is where Bhagavad Gita is spoken. And that tree, the people tree or burger tree, is there, and they made a nice lake also over there, and not very technologically advanced, but some light and sound show happens in the evening also. So one can go and visit that place. Okay. Um, and many times, see, people who want to have doubts, they can have doubts about everything. Now, this Bhagavad Gita, the shlokas that were spoken by Dhritarashtra, and then Sanjay will speak, then Arjun, and then Krishna. Krishna speaks most of the verses because he had to give the instructions. Vedvyaji was not there in Kurukshetra. He was in Badrinath. So people ask, how did he hear? Maybe he made a mistake in some shloka here or there. Well, if Ved Vyasi can give divine eyes to Sanjay, that he is sitting in Hastinapur, he could see everything and tell Dhritarashtra everything what's happening, why can't he have the power to hear whatever Krishna is speaking and write it down? Or doesn't even have to write down right away. Maybe he wrote down later. But he has the power, not an ordinary person like us. So he was in Badrikashram and he heard everything that Krishna spoke and he wrote it down. And he didn't even write down because this is part of Mahabharata. He spoke to Ganeshji. Ganeshji wrote down everything. It's very, very mystic. Of course, that is one of the reasons when British came and this was the uh, this was the task or project of Max Muller. Just put down Vedic scriptures. No, not Max, Macaulay. Lord Macaulay, they call it. I don't know why they call it Lord. So Macaulay was there and then they made sure they put it all as Hindu mythology. That's why we always read as Hindu mythology, because they cannot figure out how can Ved Vyasi sitting in Badrinath listen to the whole instructions of Bhagavad Gita? Or how can Sanjay sitting in Hastinapur give the commentary of what's happening? But now Dhritarashtra is asking, so what did they do? So he wanted to know from the beginning what happened. Of course, Sanjay was very happy to say from the beginning because he wanted to give the message of Bhagavad Gita to Dhritarashtra first before telling him, well, Bhishma Pitama is on the bed of arrows, so no way you can win. But he wanted him to hear these instructions of Bhagavad Gita. So enough of background, we can go to the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Bhagavad Gita is a widely read theistic science summarized in the Gita Mahatmya, glorification of the Gita. There it says as one should read Bhagavad Gita very scrutinizingly with the help of a person who is a devotee of Sri Krishna and try to understand it without personally motivated interpretations. Very, very important. In the opening sentence, one has to read Gita very scrutinizingly, understand every word, every meaning, and what exactly Krishna is trying to tell us. Not what I think or I believe, maybe, perhaps, no, nothing like that. So the speaker of Bhagavad Gita is Krishna, Lord Shri Krishna himself. So what is he trying to say? So who can understand that? What is he trying? So one who's a devotee of Krishna, who knows the heart of Krishna, he can understand what Krishna is trying to say. That's why Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, when he wrote his commentary, he said Bhagavad Gita as it is. Means as it is the way Krishna wanted to convey the meaning, not his own interpretation. And one of the reasons that we don't put our motivated interpretations is when we hear the scriptures, especially Bhagavad Gita, in the line of disciplic succession. Because scriptures are not just textbooks. We have studied engineering, they are textbooks, but still we had to go to college, learn it from a teacher who learned from his teacher. Of course, they change the technology and then the new teacher can come to teach us new technology, that is different. But these scriptures, they're coming from beginning of time and no changes in them and no interpretation, without interpreting, giving my own interpretation, I have to learn it in a disciplic succession. So, like Prabhupada learned from his guru learned from his guru learned from his guru. And in that way, there are four Vaishnava traditions. ISKCON comes and as Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, which is Brahmadav Gaudiya Sampradaya. Traditions means Sampradaya. And then there is Rudra Sampradaya, Lakshmi Sampradaya, and Kumar Sampradaya. So we come under Sampradaya or tradition, disciplic succession coming from Brahmaji. And all these four Sampradaya, of course, the knowledge comes from Lord Shri Krishna. Of course, Shri Sampradaya comes from Narayan, Shri Lakshmi Sampradaya, but Krishna and Narayan, they're non-different. They're same tattva, Vishnu tattva. Just the pastimes and the powers they manifest is different. That's all. Well, I guess I already covered half an hour, so maybe we'll start it again next time, next class. And I hope to see more devotees in the class next Sunday. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.